I am not going to speak for anybody else. I'm going to speak for me. Personally, there's nothing in Canada to miss. When we were growing up, we were cultured that foreign is greener pasture, and America, Canada and England are greener pastures, and everybody wanting to go. And that is one of the biggest lie that could ever endow on the Caribbean people. Caribbean people rich in love, in help, in kindness, in being your brother's keeper. That is not in first world country. What happened is that they trick us, tell us to go to America to work because of green pasture. And they build up these expensive houses and charge us 250,000 Jamaican dollars, which is 2,000 odd Canadian dollars for rent. And then we have to pay those big rents, and those persons move to the Caribbean, buy houses at the waterfront, and have us maintaining their lifestyle. So they come to the Caribbean, they open up businesses, they buy out the hotels, and all of them are in the Caribbean running wholesales, running hotels, running restaurants, whilst we are the slaves in their country to help them to make their dream come true. Going to Canada was one of the biggest mistakes that I could have ever made. It not only damaged my physical health, but I was very close to getting mental health. I am not talking about anybody else. I am talking about me. The best place to live is Jamaica, is the Caribbean, is to identify with your people, is to speak the same language. If you want a little water, you get a little water. You can get a piece of breadfruit, you can get 2 tomatoes. If you're sick, you can call your neighbor. There's nobody in Canada to help you. The only thing that Canada have is snow, taxes, and high rent. And silent racism. So no, to answer your question, I forgot to not answer your question. No, I don't miss Canada because there's nothing in Canada to miss. Going to Canada was one of the biggest mistakes that I have ever made, and it cost me my health.
Yo, I couldn't wait to get home to make this video. I've been holding this back for far too long. I want to ask you people a few questions. I want to ask Canadians in particular a few questions. I live here with my family in British Columbia, Canada. The question is, why when my kids go to the playground, why is it that no white children want to play with them? Why is it that all the white children shy away and look weird or make crazy faces as if they're scorning my kids? The other question is, because I know you might be thinking it's just my kid, but why is it that other non-white parents have the same problem? What are you people telling your children? It's obvious it's nothing good about non-white people, because it's obvious in the children, and this is why racism will never go away. But you know what? I'm not doing this for sympathy or anything. Actually, I don't need any sympathy from anyone. I'm just saying I lived in a few provinces in Canada, and I've seen it many times. Many times. Against me, against my wife. But when it's against my children, that's a different story. And I'm not playing around. My Caribbean people, the ones with the brain, not the ones who are trying to conform, not the ones who are trying to fit in, the ones who understand what's going on. Canada is a very racist country. They act and they say otherwise as if it's not true, but it's true. I've lived it. And now my children are experiencing it. I just want to say for all the racist people, the people who say they are not racist, racism is a form of stupidity. Not just ignorance, stupidity. And if you're a racist person, you are a stupid person. I see my little 4-year-old girl going to the playground to make friends. She approached children and she talked to them, make conversation when kids are playing. And if they're not black or if they're not non-white, I should say, then it's a no-no. The kids are like acting as if they're scorning my children. Growing up in Jamaica, I know that kids, not just Jamaica, I'm not stupid. I lived in the States too. Kids play with kids. They don't have to introduce themselves to each other. They just see an opportunity to play. But not these children. What is happening? What is happening? What are the parents doing? What are the parents saying? What are the parents telling the kids about black people, about Indian people, about brown people? What are the children, what are the parents doing? I have a home. I don't have to stay here and let my kids endure all this stupidity from stupid people. This Canadian life is just an experience. My people, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. I was not fooled. But when things happen to my kids, then that's a different thing. Different story. One thing, I have to say one thing. One thing. Nothing lasts forever. Tables always turn. Remember.
Have you ever watched a dream turn into heartbreak? Every year, hundreds of Jamaicans leave the island, full of hope, believing that Canada will be their ticket to a better life. A place where hard work pays off, where opportunities are fair and where respect is guaranteed. But for many, the moment they arrive, that dream starts to crumble. This is the painful reality behind the title. Jamaicans regret moving to Canada. Shocking reality.
Let me tell you something about America. Something you yourself is not able to see because you're in the midst of your immigration situation. We always hear them say America is the land of opportunity. And it is, and it stays at that. Some people say opportunity come once. We get the chance, we get the visa, we find a way to come here. We all know it's no secret that is true. And many of us struggle in the US on our way to success. Some never make it. But beyond the green card, beyond the marriage, beyond the social security number, beyond the IT number, there is something after settling that you're going to be able to see when you're done with the journey that blind your eyes to the country you choose to settle down in. America is a country where wrap up and type in one heap of doings with other country. Day by day, hour by the hour, month by the month, there are things going on behind the scene because some of we don't know about politics. Some of us don't know about the trade system, the whole thing that is going on in the US economy that we are not aware of, or because you don't have certain knowledge, you don't know these things are going on. There are thousands of persons that are fleeing the United States as I make this video. That is alarming. Persons, thousands, millions of persons cannot afford housing. Homeless rate turn up. Joblessness turn up. The average person work roughly $15 an hour and are not able to take care of their kids, pay rent plus find food, and pay other bills in the US. But again, because you're dealing with your immigration process, finding a way to get straight in the US, y'all not able to see this. Some are not aware of this. Let me tell you, you see, by your way leaving your home country, bad as Jamaica be, you see, before you bold climb, run and crawl, yeah, backtrack a little. It is easier for you to get a house in your home country than own a house in the US. So you see, before you do what you do and come to US, make well with NHT, yeah? And I learned this the hard way, thanks to a friend who knocked me up and said, Chin, come to your NHT. Own a house in Jamaica because you might not be able to afford one in the US. Have a rally back plan because there's going to be days when the whole we have to go left US and go back where we come from. Not trying to scare anybody, but I'm trying to tell you the better rules that we presume US is going to give us to lay down on Walla Inna might not be there soon. Have a plan in your home country. If push come to shove, go back home. You can leave US and go to somewhere if you have a roof over your head.
So a lot of my friends and family, particular in Jamaica, asking me what is my experience been in Canada, because they want to make the transition. Now, this video is not to discourage anybody from coming to Canada. If you feel like Canada is a place that you want to come and live and, you know, start your family, feel free. Don't let this discourage you. But I want to share the realities of Canada. I've been here for the last almost 60 years, and Canada has been, it's different. From after COVID, Canada has changed significantly in a number of areas. And I'll speak to some of the areas that I think Canada changed a lot in. When it comes down to taxes, Canada, I think, have one of the highest taxes in the world. So the more money you earn, the more tax you pay in Canada. It's like the higher you climb is the higher the government take money out of your pay. So you're paying, as I'm up to 47% of your income in Canada that goes to tax. So it's very, 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 very tax heavy in Canada. The other thing that I noticed in Canada is that after COVID, the price of food went right through the doors. Like literally, you can go to supermarket with 100 Canadian dollar and you come out back with absolutely nothing. Just two, probably, if you get 2 bags with $100, you get a lot. Food over the last 2 years, particularly 3 years, skyrocket high. The cost of living versus what you're getting for your pay, what you're getting for to buy for food, absolutely ridiculous. The other thing is rent. Now, Canada have this. So before COVID, you could get a 2-bedroom for like 1,100 Canadian dollars, $1,200. Now, after COVID, the same apartment, the apartment that I live on, I got my apartment before COVID, so I got in a very comfortable rate for a 2-bedroom apartment. Now, I have some friends who moved from Jamaica, and there were some vacancies on this apartment, and they live here, and they're paying $1,800 for the same 2-bedroom. And when they move, the landlord charging $2,200 for the same 2-bedroom. So rent in Canada, it's very, very, very expensive. When you talk about the healthcare, now Canada have free healthcare because they use the taxes that we pay to provide free healthcare. But when you go to the hospital, is that it's no different from an underdeveloped country where you're waiting hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, like literally waiting for 8 hours. You go to the hospital from 7 a.m. in the morning, you're not getting through, and I kid you not, you're not getting through until around maybe 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. That's when you actually get to see a doctor, because there is a shortage in the healthcare workers. There is no doctor, and you can't go to a private doctor. You can't say, all right, you have your money, so you're gonna go to a private doctor. Canada not deal with private doctor. The rich, the poor, everybody goes to one hospital. Furthermore, you can't even get a family doctor. There's a 6 months waiting list to even get a family doctor here in Canada. The other challenge with the reality of Canada is, honestly, Canada boring. Canada boring. There is nothing to do. It's good when you have like your own community, that you can have that level of culture. You know, you have your Jamaican community, you have the other ethnic groups who have their community. Community is big. If you don't have a community in Canada, man, Canada is boring. Now have nothing to do. So I'm grateful that here we form a nice little community where people can display culture, you can talk your language, you can cook your food, and you just feel Jamaican. Without that being present, Canada boring. So a lot of people just work in Canada and save them money so that they can travel to different countries. That's what I've been doing over the last couple of years. Like me, I can't stay 12 months in Canada. It's not possible. It's not possible. Yeah. So at the end of the day, Canada is still good in some instances where, you know, the crime and violence is not as bad. They have good gun laws, but overall, if you're not a strong person, If you don't have community and you don't have the support, Canada is very, very depressing. And grateful to be here, and I'm not discouraging anybody from coming. You can come and you may find it to be good. The other thing is I want to mention is that with this current government, what they're doing, they're reversing a number of the immigration programs that they had for people to get easy access in Canada. So a lot of temporary residents, a lot of people going back to their countries. Trust me, if you do the research right now, a lot of people going back to their countries because people just cannot afford to live in Canada anymore, or the government make it so difficult for persons now to obtain permanent residence in this country. But still grateful to be here, but I just wish things will change soon. That's just my reality of Canada.
Yeah, I must say this, man, to all the Jamaicans that's living in Canada right now. How are you guys doing? How are you guys surviving this place? If you don't notice nothing, like your bills the same, the groceries the same, the mortgage is the same, the house price is the same, you love the weather, then this video is not for you. Just scroll past. But for the other Jamaicans, I'm gonna say this, man, how are you guys doing? Because this place is very draining, very depressing, very mindful. So every day I wake up, I'm like, I don't think I can do 2 more years in this country. I don't think I can do 2 more years here. Like, this place is very draining. And with the immigration, it just make it 20 times worse. 20 times worse. So I'm thinking every day, man, where am I going? When am I going? Is it gone? Is it Jamaica? Tell me in the comment if I'm going crazy, but this place is draining.
Hey guys, so I wanted to address the elephant in the room, or rather the elephant on my TikTok page. I posted a video of me like just sitting on the train talking with like the caption that I want to leave Canada back to Jamaica because I'm so unhappy here. And I just wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about why I want to leave Canada, basically. I posted another TikTok video after that and I deleted it because I was like, you know what, I just want to talk more about this specific topic because it blew up and I never thought that that video specifically would blow up in the way that it did. Many other persons that feel exactly the way that I do, and I just want to talk about that. So I'm going to do that while I do my skincare, which is why my face looks so dry. I already washed my face and I'm just going to use my The Ordinary. So guys, for those of you that do not know, and most of you wouldn't know because I don't post too much of like my personal stuff on TikTok. I do that more so on YouTube. I have a YouTube video, I'll link it in my comments. But I came to Canada in August of 2020, like right in the middle of the pandemic. And I have been here in Toronto for almost 3 years. So August this year will be 3 years. So to be honest, I haven't been in Canada for that long, but let me tell you, I want to leave. Like, I want to leave. I am tired of it. And these are the reasons why. So the first thing is that the depression and my mental health has severely declined since moving to Canada. I've never had this issue before in Jamaica, and I believe the reason for that is just because Canada is a big place. So I'm going to talk specifically about Toronto, but it's very lonely here, especially if you made the move by yourself. It's very lonely, it's difficult to make friends, and even with friends, there is just not that community, that there is not that camaraderie that you have and feel like back home, like if you're from a small island, you know. So it's like really lonely here. People are very much like, you know, focused with blinders on. They don't really see you. You know, people don't see you. People don't really stop to talk to you on the road. I don't know what it is about North America or just specifically Canada, but it gets very lonely here, and I think for me that was one of the biggest things. The second thing is, before I get into that, I'm going to moisturize with my CeraVe. The second thing is that the weather compiled with the loneliness makes it even harder. And also the weather will exacerbate certain health issues that you know may have had, but didn't really manifest itself until you moved. So 6 months out of the year, it's winter here. The seasonal depression is a real thing, and it's just hard. You're inside all the time. You're not getting vitamin D. You're not getting any sun. And then with the, just the fact that people are really not, close-knit, people don't really talk to you, don't really have a community here. I feel like you have to be here for years to really develop a community. And you'll never really feel like you belong, if that makes sense, as an immigrant. Like, you're here, but you don't really feel like you belong. I feel that sometimes. So the weather, the loneliness, and a very important thing, the cost of living. I kind of feel like, and listen, take everything that I'm saying with a grain of salt. I should have made a disclaimer. This is my experience. This is how I feel. And I don't want anybody coming for me. But I kind of feel like I was sold something that's not really, oh my God, that's not really how it is. Like, I was sold a dream. I thought that Canada was a particular way. And then when I came here, I felt like I was ripped off. I felt like it was kind of a scam. And granted, things have changed significantly and drastically over the past few years, especially after the pandemic. But boy, when I tell you, the cost of living here is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Rent prices right now in Toronto average $2,000 to $2,500 for one bedroom, $2,500. And when you compare that to the average wage that person's making in Toronto, which is around $45,000 to $50,000, that makes no sense. An average person in Toronto, an average single person living here will never be able to purchase their own home, and that's a fact. And even if you have a partner, it still would be very, very difficult, and you're going to be house poor. Food prices have risen significantly, and granted, that is there. That's present everywhere right now because of inflation, but coupled with the rising rent prices and just like overall cost of living, just to live, right? It's crazy. So I feel like at this point, like, I made the move for like to get a better life and new opportunities and stuff like that. And to me, it's like, it's not really working out the way I thought that it would be. So I'm like, why am I here? The point of all of this was to come to make a better life, like to be able to afford certain things that I wouldn't necessarily be able to afford if I was in Jamaica. But honestly, it's just not giving. I'm gonna put on sunscreen. So another one of the things that made me really want to move back to Jamaica rather, is just because of the fact that it's also difficult to find a partner. The dating scene really sucks, and when I tell you it is difficult, I've actually done research on why it is so difficult to date in Toronto, or just the pool is empty. I don't know what people are in the pool, but the people them don't make no sense. That's all I have to say about that. It's really difficult to date here and to like find a partner if you are single, and that adds to just the loneliness, the sadness, the depression, whatever. Taxes are really high, and that adds to like the overall cost of living. And yeah, like for the most part, I feel like those are the main reasons why it's like so difficult to be here and to adjust and to like see myself here in the long term. Granted, like I am trying my best to be here and to live and to like explore and to experience everything that this city, this country has to offer, and take advantage of the benefits. So with that being said, I mean, I'm still here obviously, but I feel like in the long term, like Canada may not be for me, and those are some of the reasons why. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to take every single thing that Canada has to offer, every benefit, every opportunity that comes my way. I'm going to take it until such time I'm ready to leave. So I hope you guys, for the persons that commented that they were feeling the same way, go and hold the faith. You know, just try to stay motivated, try to stay positive, try to meet people, try to go out as much as possible, especially now in the summertime. That's what I'm doing. And yeah, thank you guys so much again for the love and also the support on that video, and I'll see you guys.
Tired of Syria give me money and take it back. I'm sick of it. Is Canada still the place to live, to prosper, to raise your family? That's the question that a lot of people are asking themselves, because a lot of people are thinking about going back home. A lot of people are actually going back to their home country. After Canada is now going through an inflation like everywhere else in the world, but Canada is going through an extreme housing crisis. And it just begs the question, is it the right place for you and your family to pack up everything from Jamaica, Caribbean, wherever it is in the world, to come for a better life? Hi, if you're new here, my name is Andrea and I'm a Jamaican living in Canada, and I just like to give my perspective on how things are going in Canada, you know, how you can come to Canada for yourself. And I want to give you guys an update on my perspective in Canada. Recently, I've been feeling like I would go back home to Jamaica. So, you know, I'm going to keep it real with you guys and let you know everything that is going on here in Canada and what my experience has been like. And for the most part, I can say that it has been positive. But has it been easy? No, it hasn't been easy. Major contributing factors to people deciding to pack up and go back home is healthcare in Canada. The access to healthcare here is just not there. In order for you to see your doctor, it's taking at least 2 weeks for you to see your family doctor. You have a family doctor. You can go online, you can book, but bookings are all the way to 2 weeks. 2 weeks. The access to walk-in clinics is just not there. So if you even say, okay, I'm going to go to a walk-in clinic, when you go, they're either full or they're closing early or something has happened. The wait times are extremely long. If you go to the hospital, I had to take Jada to the hospital the other day, and it took me 16 hours to get through at the hospital with my little baby girl. And that broke my heart. And I know that probably it's the same in Jamaica, meaning that maybe wait times are longer, but I can tell you this much, it's easier for me to access a private doctor in Jamaica. I just pay my money and I'm good to go. So for that's one of the reasons why a lot of people are packing up, and you know, I'm seriously considering packing up and going back home for that reason, number one. Number two is the housing crisis that's happening here in Canada. If you look at the mortgage rates that are the average mortgage rate in Canada was $1,400 just a few months ago, and now it's $3,500. $3,500. I don't know where in the world prices have increased and have actually gone back down when it comes to things like housing. So I feel like these prices are gonna be here to stay. And when I look at how the Canadian mortgage system is set up, I feel like, I want to purchase my forever home. Yeah, I know a property is an investment. Maybe I still will buy in Canada here. I don't know. But when I look at it now, in the next 3 years' time, what if I don't qualify for that mortgage and my house is going to go into foreclosure? Because that's how Canadian mortgage system works here. In Jamaica, if you have a mortgage for 25 years, you have it for 25 years. They're not going to reassess you for anything. Here in Canada, they reassess you for your eligibility on your mortgage, which is ridiculous. Here's the heavy taxes that we pay in Canada. We pay a lot of taxes. My God, when I look at my pay stub, I'm like, wow. I had to write HR to find out if this is real, because I'm expecting a lot more money than this after tax. Like, really? But anyways, the taxes that we pay here are so freaking high, and the fucking benefits that we get are not benefits. I am so tired, and I'm so sorry for cursing, but I am sick and tired of CRA giving me money. I'm tired of CRA giving me money and take it back. I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it. Every single time CRA gives me money, then them say I owe them. Right now, CRA is telling me that I owe them $7,000. For what? Just because I did my taxes and added my husband to my taxes, right? And he's new to Canada. Now, I call them. I've been calling them for 3 months trying to get this resolved. For 3 freaking months trying to get this. I think it's probably about 4 months now. I've been trying to call them to get this resolved. And the matter has still not been resolved, right? And I think it's disgusting that the government pretends that they're giving you a benefit, and while they're taxing the hell out of you, right? And you can't even get good service from them. You can't even get good service from them. Somebody actually hung up the phone on me the other day. Very rude. And there was no recourse. There was just like nobody that I could talk to report him too easily. Like it was just like I had to wait 1 more hour to get back on the phone with somebody. It's just ridiculous. Those are some of the major things, and I think those are really, really major things. You know, I just watched a video with this young man who said that he took his child to the park and no white children would play with her every single time, and he lives in British Columbia, and I have that very same experience that he has. Every single time I take Jada to the park, and my baby is so friendly. She's very friendly, very polite, loves to share. And I find that only non-white children will actually play with her. So it begs the question as to what those parents are actually telling their children. I think that if you have a good life in Jamaica and you can find your way, find your way. Find your way. You're going to be much happier in Jamaica. Find a way to make it work and to be happy in Jamaica. No one better than yard.
It's not easy. Me tell yourself, me did have a house back home, people. Me go back home. Me hand over back the citizenship and head back to me yard and go do something down there. Put up a little shop or something. Or build up a little stall and sell 2 little something on it. Turn over 1 money so till it can build, accumulate money for build up a shop. I tell you the truth, God love. If me have a house back home, me give up my citizenship and go back on my yard. Me I tell you the truth, God love. Call me there, I do work like a fucking slave, and me can't see me way. Me say work. And can't see me way. Can't see me way. And the man them nowadays are woman for mind them, and me never see myself a mind a man yet. I left me have it. I left me have it. Me not say me have it, and me have a man at the with and me can buy my shirt, me won't buy. Me will buy that also. I'll go somewhere and see a pair of shoes and me see it and me like it, and know say my man that like it, me that buy it. But if your boy sit down upon me and me a work on mining, that in my book. That in my book. The only people when me used to mind are my son, and him pass the worst and I work. And if I never fit him where back me, but how long me cannot take from him? How long? And him a back me up for me can pay my bills so do me a earn. How long? How long he give me $500 a month to help towards the overhead them? How long? Fee money, if I never fee money, me would not eat. I fee money buy food and pay me my light bill and pay me internet bill. Me can't put no pressure upon him. Cause him young have his own life. And my son not obligated for give me nothing. And I like some parents to sit down and I bleed out them kids, I bleed out them pocket. And I say, yes, I me take care of you till you pass. So you're supposed to mind me. Not obligated to no parents. So when my son give me give thanks to Jehovah feet and tell him to continue to bless and prosper him and keep him. But me I tell us I live in this country, it's rough. And not joke. When me there at Jamaica, me a young girl, always is America, and everybody want to go America. I never them call win in them country, but me get the opportunity to come here. Me get the opportunity to come here and I saw God design it for day in this place. My father get married and come up here and him do him have to do him turn him back pan we like some worthless father and him take we up here. Sure we file for me to come in this country. But it's rough and no joke talk and no yo thing. It's rough. So anybody we are telling us say America easy and America this and everybody with that thing say they live luxurious life and I live big. People live big if them have it to live big. Them would do it. But for me, me's a humble little girl. Cause I come from a humble home. Me no come see my father, them a hype. Me know what is hard life. Me know what is struggle. Me know what it's like for not have food to eat.
I am getting a lot of messages from you all. Persons wanting to interview me. I am not interested in interview at any time. At this time, I am refocusing rebuilding my composure, but I am not interested in any interview with anybody at this time. But many of you are asking for me to do back to school treat and for me to help to send back children to school. One of the reasons why people don't like me is because I'm open and I speak it as it is. When I was living in Jamaica, I assist children in going back to school. I assist the community as best as I could. I assist my family members. I spend my money and assist persons. Now that I am in Canada, I am not able to do that anymore. Financially, I am 10 times worse in Canada. My friends that are here for 40 years, I ask them how they manage to can buy a house and whatever. Well, most of them cannot buy any house. Our persons who do buy a house have to sell it back because they can't afford to maintain the house. And they will buy a piece of land in Jamaica from when I go build back on their family house, family lands down there, or add onto them family land down there. And that is how they survive. And they do that over a 20-year span. Because there's no way Chris and I are here working that we could afford to help anybody or build anything or buy a house or whatever we have in Jamaica, whatever we had back home in Jamaica, whatever money, is that we have to have for our future. There's nothing in Canada to add to it. So if you are thinking about life goal or you're thinking about Canada is not the place for you. Canada is a place of quiet and peace and contentment. And when your heart full of troubles, you come to Canada, come retire. Canada is a retirement place. No money is here. Well, no money is here for me. Maybe if we decided to do 2 other jobs, that Chris will do 2 jobs and I would do 2 more, then we would have 6 jobs together. Then maybe we could assist persons buy big house and big car and could live if we're willing to do 6 jobs. I am fighting poor health. Chris have to manage to work the little bamboo as best as him can. So Chris cannot do more than 1 job because in free time I have to spend working on me. So we don't have anything to give anybody. The minimum wage, we're almost working minimum wage. Canada don't recognize degree and PhD and all of that. Canada is a skill country. So come here with your qualification means 0. So if you are interested in money, you have to go to the United States of America, not Canada. The dollar is weak. Food bill, $500 in Canada can just feed you for 1.5 weeks. 1.5 weeks. Nothing is in Canada. So I don't have any money to put on treat. I don't have anything like that. I am worse off financially in Canada.
Have you ever dreamed of leaving home for a better life? Of stepping on a plane believing that your hard work will finally be rewarded and that you will return one day proud, successful, and ready to lift up your family? For many Jamaicans, that dream has one name: Canada. A country they believe holds opportunity, stability, and fairness. But what happens when that dream turns into a nightmare? What happens when, after years of saving, hoping, and praying, you land in a foreign land and realize this isn't the life you were promised? This is the untold story of countless Jamaicans who left home for a better life in Canada, but instead found rejection, hard labor, exploitation, and heartbreak. It starts with hope. You hear stories of people making it abroad, building houses, sending home money, changing their lives. You think maybe that could be me. So you apply for the Canadian work program or a farm job or maybe a temporary visa. You sell land, borrow money, or get help from family just to pay for travel, documents, and fees. You imagine a new beginning, cold air, clean streets, and a paycheck that can actually make a difference. But when that plane lands, things start to feel different. The air is colder, not just the weather, but the welcome too. When many Jamaicans first arrive, they are excited and nervous. But for some, that excitement doesn't last long. Some are told their paperwork isn't valid. Others are detained, questioned, even turned away at the airport. Imagine flying across the world only to be told you have to go back home. Even for those who are allowed in, the reality hits quickly. The jobs they were promised aren't what they expected. They find themselves working long hours in the cold, picking fruits, cleaning factories, or doing constructions, often for wages barely above survival level. And the hardest part, they can't really change employers. Their visas is tied to one boss. Complain and you risk being sent home. Stay silent and you endure whatever comes your way. Let's talk about what really happens to those farms and work sites. Many Jamaicans in Canada work under the Seasonal Agricultural Worker Program, a system that has been running for decades. It's supposed to be fair. Canada gets the labor it needs and workers gets seasonal jobs with housing and a return flight. But behind the paperwork lies a darker side. Some workers live in cramped, shared rooms with broken heating in freezing weather. Some are forced to work 12-hour days in fields or greenhouses with no proper breaks. And when injuries happen, it's a battle just to get medical help. They call home to their families, pretending everything is fine because they don't want to worry them. But deep down, they know this is not the life they dreamed of. This isn't just about money or work, it's emotional. Imagine being thousands of miles away from home, lonely, isolated, and treated as if you are less than human. Many Jamaicans describe feeling invisible, like they are only valued for what their hands can produce. No respect, no comfort, no real freedom. Some cry quietly at night, missing the children, missing the sound of home. Others battle depression, but keep pushing through because giving up means shame and returning empty-handed isn't an option. And when some finally speak up about unfair treatment, they are told, if you don't like it, you can go home. That's the heartbreaking part. Being treated like your life is replaceable. Then there are those who don't even make it to the work stage. Some Jamaicans arrive in Canada and get denied entry immediately, often due to unclear visa conditions, suspicious recruiters, or minor mistakes in paperwork. They are detained, questioned, and sometimes sent back on the very next flight. Imagine the humiliation, the tears, the sense of failure after everything you sold or sacrificed just to make that trip. And it's not just about rejection, it's about how it's done. the coldness, the lack of understanding, the feeling that your whole life is being decided in a room you can't leave. Now let's be real. Not every Jamaican in Canada faces this. Some truly do succeed. They find good employers, earn steady money, and come home every year, proud and thankful. But we can't ignore the systemic issues. When your right to stay depends entirely on your boss, that's not freedom. When you have no choice because picking up means deportation, that's not fairness. When workers live in fear of being replaced, the system is broken. Canada benefits from Jamaican labor, but does Jamaica benefit from how their people are treated? This story isn't just about Canada. It's about how we prepare and protect our people before they leave. Too many Jamaicans go abroad without knowing their rights, the laws, or the true conditions they will face. We need better education, stronger embassy support, and tighter screening of work programs. Our leaders should be ensuring that when a Jamaican leaves home, they live protected, not exploited. To every Jamaican who left home chasing a dream, we see you, we hear your stories, your struggles, and your strength. We are not forgotten. Canada might not always offer the dream you imagined, but your courage to try to believe is something no one can take away. One day, maybe the dream won't require a plane ticket. Maybe one day, Jamaica will be the place people run to, not from. Until then, let's keep telling these stories so the world can see the truth behind the headlines. And so every Jamaican, no matter where they go, is treated with the respect they deserve. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Not just to support the channel, but to keep spreading awareness. Because these are not just stories, they are lives, tears, and hopes of real people. Until next time, walk good, stay strong, and never stop believing in better days.